There are really only a few African MMA fighters in the UFC who really stand out. Only phenomenal fighters get the nickname of a Nigerian nightmare. Kamaru Usman definitely earned this title, due to how deadly and skilled he can be during a fight. The millionaire MMA fighter is one of a kind, and it would be very interesting to dive into his past, find out how he achieved all the success, what his net worth is, and how he spends his millions. Before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on, so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. First, let's talk about Kamaru Usman's lifestyle. Knowing that Usman has achieved so much in his career, it makes us really curious. What was the path he took to become a widely known UFC welterweight champion? Born in Auchi, Nigeria, Usman was about 7 years old when he moved to the United States. He always had a thing for martial arts. He even participated in a wrestling team in his high school. It is safe to say that Usman has been following the path since childhood. He became the first African fighter to win a UFC title. To this day, he has a record of 19 wins and just 1 loss. Growing up in Nigeria was not easy. I remember the streets. I remember having to walk what seemed like miles and miles and miles to fetch water from the wells with my grandmother, he says. Usman believes that all the troubles he had to go through in his childhood really shaped him as the hardworking athlete he is today. It was just an amazing lifestyle to instill certain values in a child. There have been only 5 African-American MMA fighters who were honored to get the title of Nigerian Nightmare. Usman definitely deserved it. His growth caught the attention of many famous people in the industry, including Dana White, who, after watching one of Usman's fights, said, "I was impressed. I'm telling you, I want to see him fight Woodley right now. I want to see the Woodley fight. That's what I want." He did fight Tyrone Woodley for the welterweight strap and ended up winning the belt. That is when he became the first Nigerian UFC champion. He kept defending the belt against Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, and Gilbert Burns. His last fight was with Jorge Masvidal on April 25, 2021, where again, he won. A UFC welterweight champion spends most of his days working on himself. He takes his career very seriously and is consistent with his training, dieting, smashing the opponents against the wall, or breaking noses to talkative rivals. "I want to break their soul. I want to take something away from them so that when my name comes up again, they're just like, no, I don't want to fight that guy again," he says. Don't get me wrong, his work ethic and mindset does kinda scare people. He reveals in his interview, "So you're having this mental battle with yourself the whole time. There were a few times where I had to take the towels off because it was too hot. I have to lose 13 pounds because if I don't, I can't be champion. I have to do it." Now this is what we call dedication. Kamaru Usman is basically undefeated. The only loss in his career was in 2013 when he fought against Jose Caceres. Usman has never lost since. "These people talk about him being boring," Dana White said. "You're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think this guy is boring. He hasn't been in a boring fight in a while. He changed after he gave that whole 'I only gave 30% tonight' thing. He's been a different human being ever since." Nothing speaks of Usman's lifestyle as much as his training routine and diet. In an interview with Leo Edits, Usman says, "I'm up at 6:30 a.m. every day. Even a little before that, I'm always up. It doesn't matter if I go to bed at 5 a.m., I'm up at 6:30 a.m. It's like his head clock. He's been like that since childhood, and it doesn't always have to be a training day. He would get up at 6:30 a.m. regardless." It is noteworthy that for every opponent he prepares to fight against, he has a specific plan of training, so he can adapt to the opponent. I think we can all agree, White told MMA Junkie. "No matter how you feel, the guy is getting booed in there tonight, but he's one of the best ever. He's on his way to probably being the greatest of all time. I mean, the guy is an absolute stud. He looks better every time he comes out." When it comes to his diet, Usman takes it very seriously, as in every battle he had to adapt his weight. Kamaru works with Trifecta, a nutritional company partnered with the UFC, and also with Clint Wattenberg, who is the head of nutrition at the UFC Performance Institute. "He did a full assessment of what my needs are because the same plan doesn't work for everyone," Usman said. "For someone like myself, I'm extremely lean, and my body requires food that fuels the high level of endurance that fits my fighting style." Currently, Usman is on a heavy carb diet, which helps him to endure long training, while maintaining his strength and muscle mass. "I've always cooked for myself all through my career. I like to cook. But the higher you get in your career, the bigger the fight, and more stakes are on the line, and it makes it harder to cook for myself. I was looking for a convenient meal plan company that could step in to help me, but also make sure I was eating quality food, he says. Without a doubt, Kamaru Usman is a rare breed when it comes to MMA, but other than that, he is a very caring family person. When Usman is not preparing for major fights, he's all about his family, like taking care of his daughter, doing house duties, and so on. Usman has a beautiful family with a Brazilian wife and a 4-year-old daughter, Samara. Samara is quite famous on social media, as Usman keeps posting lovely pictures and funny videos with her. It's funny how well-known Nigerian Nightmare is about being a loving family guy with a bubbly personality. Here's a fun fact about Kamaru Usman. If it was not for his fighting career, he would probably become a marriage counselor. It's just something that I was passionate about in college, Usman said in an interview with Muscle and Fitness. One of my favorite things to study was family studies. I loved it so much because you got the chance to study the child, the infant, the adolescent, and that development to the aging adult. I really started to see the effects of the family structure and what it does to each individual, what it does to a child, and I just basically got to see the importance of a marriage and a family to build a strong foundation. Kamaru also has 2 brothers, Kashitu and Muhammad. The former is a doctor of pharmacy, and the second is an MMA fighter, just like Kamaru. Muhammad is a younger sibling. Currently, he competes in a heavyweight division. Although they are brothers, they rarely train together, and when it comes to reputation, Kamaru is definitely far ahead. Next, we will discuss Kamaru Usman's net worth. Usman is one of the most highly paid UFC champions. According to the Sports Daily, he has earned over $2.2 million in his UFC career. The highest paycheck he received was in a fight with Jorge Masvidal in 2020. After winning this fight, he received $640,000. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Usman has an estimated net worth of $3 million. It is interesting for all of us to know, how does this infamous athlete spend his millions? Kamaru Usman is not the richest athlete in the industry, but he definitely earns a fortune. Usman grew up in a poor environment. He had many things to endure, so he learned to prioritize things when it comes to spending money. Most of it he spends on his family, providing them with everything they need and making sure their dreams come true. Kamaru Usman is a big fan of cars. His cars of choice are the Lamborghini Urus, which has a price of $200,000, and a Rolls-Royce Ghost worth $170,000. He also owns a fully upgraded street Harley-Davidson motorcycle that he calls Carmen. Usman also gives a lot to charity. Because of his personal experience while growing up, Usman decided to help his home country. "We didn't have running water," said Usman. "We had to get water from wells, and there was a stint where I lived with my grandma where we had to get water, bring it over to the house. You had to boil the water because you never knew what parasites were in the water. You had to boil it just to be able to cook, wash your clothes, and shower. A lot of people are still suffering from waterborne diseases like cholera. This is just part of the problem. We're going to look to work together and create something to make life better for everyone." He is very dedicated to the idea and works hard to make the lives of people in his home country easier. "I have an excellent team, a great manager, and we're going to put something together. We're going to start a foundation, and we're going to change lives." On this note, we end our video. These were just some details about Kamaru Usman's life. There are way more. We would like to know your opinion on the video, and what was the information you found the most interesting about Kamaru Usman. Don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, and press the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.